How's it going, everyone? Today we're looking at my Ruger 1022. So this is a kind of a special edition Ruger 1022. I'm not sure if you could probably still find them if you're interested, but I don't think they make them anymore. So at least with this stock configuration, this is a Ruger 1022 ITAC Talo or Talo. It's the stock itself. It's the same 1022 internally, the whole gun itself, just with a stock made by ATI. Now this is my first firearm. I've had plenty of air rifles in the past, and I've used those extensively, but this is my first jump into firearms, and it's a great gun. I did my research beforehand, and I found that Ruger 1022s have a really big following. There's tons of aftermarket parts for them. Ruger's great with their they stand behind their products, and the Ruger 1022 is very iconic as far as 22 long rifles go. And so when I stumbled across this stock on one, it really caught my eye. It's the stainless steel model as well, and it just looks really cool. As you can see here, it has a nice grip on it right here, pistol grip. Really nice in the hand. Traditional Ruger 1022 don't have this. They just have your traditional rifle stock, wood stock. So I really like that. That had the pistol grip. It has telescoping stock here. And the stock also folds in. See if I can show you that. As you can see here, the stock itself folds in with the pistol grip, which is kind of just more of a novelty thing, but as far as transporting goes, this will allow you to fit it in a backpack, like a regular backpack, which is kind of cool. In case you ever need to do that, if you're going, backpacking, hunting type thing, you can do that. There's one thing I need to get for it. I would like to get a sling for it. And I think with the ATI stock, it has sling holes here and in the front, I believe. So you can put a sling on it if you desire. So far, I've put two since it is a 22, excuse me, I didn't want to put, really, really nice, like a Nikon scope. I mean, Nikon isn't that high-end, I guess, but I didn't want to put anything too crazy on the 22. I needed something though because this particular model doesn't really have iron sights, so you need something on it. A red dot would be fun on it for sure, but I kind of wanted something more, target practice and hunting oriented. So I went with a OTG. It's a pretty good brand. They make a lot of budget products, I believe. I think they're really famous for their bipods. So this is like a $20 bipod here. It's telescoping and it folds up and everything. Really, really good size for this gun in particular. As you can see, the magazine doesn't hit when it's folded down, and you can pick it up. And for the range, I wanted something where I could rest it on, without using like a backpack or something. So that's why I have that on there. And it's worked out great. I really like that bipod on it. Now it does have a threaded barrel at the top up here, as you can see. So that's really interesting because depending on your state laws and whatnot, you can apply to get a silencer, which I know it's kind of ridiculous to have a silencer, but it's actually kind of practical if you think about it from like a hunting standpoint or a just at the range if you are at the range, or if you shoot in your backyard or your property. It's interesting because then you could not wear ear protection if you desire, if you had a silencer, or a suppressor. I believe is the actual technical term for it. But yeah, so it gives you that option. I really like the option that I gave you. So eventually you could do that if you wanted to. And it pretty much, I think I've watched videos on it, and it pretty much makes it sound like a air rifle, like a high-powered air rifle when you put that on there, which is pretty cool. But it does have a muzzle brake from the factory. It also comes with a 25 round magazine. The traditional or base model Ruger 10/22s, I believe, still come with their 10 round magazine. So these banana clips are pretty cool. They make aftermarket. Other manufacturers make banana mags as well. This is the Ruger branded BX25 with the metal feeds here. So yeah, pretty nice. I do need to pick up some more. It's interesting, since I've entered the gun world and with the gun laws, and I really bought this because I wanted to go target shooting at the range, and I feel I watch a lot of YouTubers, and I forget who it was, but someone told me that every household should have a 22 rifle. And I really thought about that because it makes sense, if you're going to have a gun, the 22 is really a good, well-rounded caliber for, I don't want to sound like a conspiracist or, paranoid about end of the world type stuff, but it makes sense that, if you had to have one gun to hunt with, to feed yourself and your family, realistically, you'd probably be hunting small game a lot. So this would be the gun you'd use for that, for hunting smaller game. And it can take down larger game as well, like deer, for example. It'd be harder to take one down with one of these, but it's doable if need be. So that really appealed to me. Now when I bought it, it was around the time where 22 ammo was scarce, and tell you what, it still is very scarce depending on your area. A lot of it is scalpers, honestly. A lot of these guys go out and pick up ammo right when they know when the shipment's going to be in, because they know the people that work at Walmart or other big box stores, and they'll go on right bright and early when the shipment comes in and buy all the bricks of ammo. But I think that's dying down. But you can still find it here and there if you really try to find it. Or if you are in a state where you can purchase ammo online, that's the best way to do it. That's how I do it. Because around here there's a lot of scalpers. A lot of people buy the ammo to resell and whatnot. But yeah, so you can still find it, and it's really an artificial shortage as well, because they've actually been continuing to make more production of the ammo. Every year they make more and more. So it's out there, it's people that hoard it to sell it, or just hoard it just for, they're paranoid and they are anticipating that shit hits the fan scenario, which honestly, 22 ammo would probably be a new form of currency in that type of situation. So I understand why they might be doing that, why they might be hoarding ammo. It just kind of sucks for the rest of us that don't hoard it or resell it, that just want it to use. I'm sure there are people that buy it to use too, but most of it is people that are reselling and hoarding. But I can totally see 22 ammo being a currency if something like that were to happen. Anyways, back to the gun itself. Went over the stock here. It's telescoping, folding, pistol grip, nice rubberized texture here. Takedown for it to clean is a little more complicated than a regular Ruger 10/22, because on the top here, as you can see right here, there's a plastic cover before you can take out the whole gun mechanism, and there's Allen keys you have to undo take off this top cover. But other than that, I think takedown is basically the same as on a traditional 1022. Now, as far as the scope goes, this is an OTG 3x9, I believe. So it's a little bit more long range than most people, I think, would get on a 22. Most people on the Ruger 1022s, I don't even think they use optics, really. They just use iron sights. But because this doesn't have iron sights, I either needed to get like a red dot, which would be alright. But I really wanted it more for target shooting, not just like straight plinking. And for hunting, of course. So this would be, in my opinion, would be better suited for hunting. It's actually a really good deal. I think I paid like, it wasn't that expensive. I think it was like $70, which is pretty good for a scope. I figured that I would want some kind of lens protection on the scope, so that added like another $20 to a comparable other scope. And plus I would need to get the rings here to connect it, which would be again another $20. So this bundled together to $70 was actually a really good deal for what it is. And it came with the rings, the connections, the lens caps here, which are nice ones that, cover up the thing here. I believe it came with the lens caps. I might be wrong. I might have purchased these separately. But it definitely came with the hardware here. Now, I think I bought this rail separately. I had to buy a special rail to get this to work right. Not sure the brand, but if you look up 1022 rail, a sight rail or something like that, I'm sure you can find it. And it's worked out fine. It's nice. This scope, show you here, actually has quick attachments. Or quick disconnects, so you can take the scope off and use it kind of like with iron sights, even though it doesn't really have it, but you can use it that way. What's interesting about the scope is it actually has illuminated reticle on it, which is kind of gimmicky, but it's pretty nice, I mean. It definitely makes it more visible, that's for sure. It has a green color and a red color, which is interesting, especially for night. If you ever have to use this at night or when it's darker out, definitely helps for sure, being able to see the reticle in it. So yeah, overall, it's the 1022 reliability and classic design, just with tactical stock on it, I guess you'd call it. I really like it. They do make a takedown version, which is pretty cool as well, where the barrel disconnects, and that would be better for backpack if you want it in like a bug out bag or something along those lines, or you just want something that's easier to transport. That would be good to have. I'm not sure the weight on this thing, but with the scope and bipod, it definitely added some weight to it. But it's definitely, the scope itself is pretty heavy. That's part of it. It's a high quality scope, I believe, for a 1022, and the bipod is kind of a must if you want to shoot it at the range and stuff and be consistent. So. Yeah. Oh, I was going to talk about the mags a little more too. These mags, because of all the gun laws that are happening, and people are all scared about, the government banning assault rifles and high capacity magazines, I think it'd be a good idea to pick up a couple, invest even, in 22 mags, 22 banana mags, because I believe this is one of the most popular guns ever made. Ruger 1022, and I'm sure these will go up in value if they ever do ban these from being manufactured, banana mags. So, they'd be good because you get grandfathered in if they do ban something like this. So good investment opportunity. Pick up like 5 of those or something and hold on to them, use them, whatever. You can pretty much always get your money back for them. So yeah, thanks for watching.